So, do you want me to introduce myself, right?
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Okay, so my name is Ashutosh Trivedi, and I'm connecting to you from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I recently completed my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature. Prior to that, I completed my bachelor's degree, that was BCom Honors Accounting from Banaras Hindu University. I was a commerce student, but shifted to English literature due to interest of in English. Okay. And
Okay.
apart from this, as you know, I run a YouTube channel that
Yes,
focuses
yes.
on spoken English conversations. I have been uploading conversations for more than 3 years. And professionally, I train people. I'm a spoken English trainer by profession. I help my students to speak better English so they can do well in their career. So that's all about me. Thank you.
That's a good thing, sir. Like you are also a trainer. I didn't have the idea before, but now that's a good thing. So, and I'm also watching your videos. Like you are making a conversational videos on your channel and also other people's other YouTubers channel. So that is a good thing. So you are a trainer. So I would like to ask some questions as a beginner. I just started, and I'm at the level where I can easily express myself, whatever I want to, say. But when it's time to use new words, when it's time to use new vocabularies that I already learned, I already knew about all these, vocabularies. But when it's time to speak, I, could not get the right words. Like, I know a lot of different vocabularies. Hope you got my point. But I couldn't able to speak.
Exactly.
So what do you think about it?
Yes,
Like,
it's the first thing, knowing vocabulary and using vocabulary are two different things. So, as we can take an example of our language too, like if I talk about Hindi, we use a lot of common words in day to day life in Hindi. But when it comes to a lot of, I would say, the pure Hindi and difficult words of Hindi, we do not use them. So we have to do a lot of rehearsal if we are going to give a speech. Even though I am a Hindi native speaker, I don't know what is your language. Is it Marwadi or Hindi? I think
both.
Marwadi and
Yeah,
Hindi both, right?
sure.
So when it comes to, maybe you speak and you are a native speaker, but if you go on a stage and if you have to give a speech, then you have to do practice for this Marwadi or Hindi as well, because you're not aware of all those terms and conditions that your terms and just which you are going to use from there. For that you have to do practice. Same with English. We need a lot of practice and rehearsal. We know many words. We actually, I have seen a lot of people who have a vocabulary of 2000, 3000. They say 4000, 5000 words I don't know, but I'm not able to use them because they know words, but they do not know with the context that where to use and how to use. That is also the problem. If you learn words by dictionary, then it is not going to work because you only learned without knowing that how to use and where to use. So better to learn those words with the context, that where to use first. And second, try making efforts consciously. It is not going to happen like automatically. You have to make efforts. Whenever you get that situation, take a pause and try to use that word. If you're practicing, it is not a final performance. You should think, you should practice that. Whenever you get that situation, take a pause and say to your friend, just wait a minute, I'm going to use a word which I learned a few days ago. Then use that word in that situation. If you will do that again and again, I'm giving you an example of the catch which Sur Kumar Yadav took in the final, right? That was the catch. So nobody can take that catch under the pressure without practice. He practiced that catch more than 100 and 200 times. Then he was able to do that in the final of T20 World Cup, right? The same with
Yeah.
our spoken English. If you will do that practice again and again using new words whenever you are practicing with your friends, then you will be able to do that in final situation as well. So that's it. But most of the time we think we know words, but why we are not able to use them? Because we do not have surrounding also of English, and we do not do repetition. We do not revise them. We do not tell our friends that I learned few words today. We do not make stories and sentences out of it. So the ways to learn vocabulary is that make stories, make sentences, discuss with your friends, discuss with your students if you have, discuss with your family members, then try to use them whenever you get time. Or just also you can just, there are some games, right? Antakshari and something like that.
Mhm.
So try to use those words again and again in those games also. Then it would be there in your permanent memory, and you would get in your tongue when you need them. Otherwise, it would be there in your head, but it's very difficult to just, search them for
Mm.
your mind. That's
And
what it is.
you said, yeah, yeah, you said good things. And yeah, I got everything you said. And I would like to ask you other things like what about the tongue twisters things? Like a lot of people are saying now that there are so different words and that we should practice our tongue to speak those
Mhm.
words to get accent. So is it
Exactly.
like good thing for a beginner? I'm saying I'm asking you that for a beginner, like these all things are good, or we should just focus to be comfortable with this language because a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly. When it comes to tongue twisters, exactly, they are helpful for this tongue. Actually, the name says also tongue twisters. So when we are not habitual with the language, it is very difficult to twist the tongue for that language. So actually, we are habitual to speak Hindi, right? So we know how to twist our tongue in Hindi, but we do not know how to twist our tongue in English. So for that, you need to twist your language, twist your tongue according to the language. So you are going to be comfortable while speaking. So what you have to do for that, it is very important for fluency, pronunciation. As you said, it is important for that. So if you do it for beginner also, it's up to you. If you feel comfortable, you can do it, no problem, right? Because you are doing practice by yourself, nobody is going to judge you. So tongue twisters are always helpful. Of course, I recommend everybody to do it. So there is no problem. There's no harm practicing tongue twisters from first day only. So, but
uh,
you should know the right pronunciations of those words. What mistakes we do,
yeah,
we practice tongue twisters, but same time we do not know the right pronunciation. That is not going to give you a lot of the
yeah.
benefits in a spoken English, because you are doing the same. You are twisting your tongue within an incorrect way. So you should know, if you are practicing one tongue twisters, take words separately,
Mhm.
search their pronunciation on Google, and practice, then practice that tongue twister completely. So you should
Mhm.
know that pronunciation of every single word separately. Then only it will help you with your pronunciation and accent, everything. Otherwise, the same thing you will do. You will practice, but in your own Hindi tone, Marathi tone, Bengali tone. So it is not going to help you with the right pronunciation, right? Maybe you
Mm.
can become fluent, but at the same time, you will not be able to pronounce those words correctly.
Yeah, right, sir. Yeah, both the things like you said is wonderful. Like it will helpful for a beginner who is watching this video right now. So, and I would like to ask about you about your journey, like when you started, learning this language and what's your background. So, if you want to, mm, share these things that it would be better for viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I started in 2020. As I told you, I was a student of BCom Honors Accounting. So I was there. I went to BHU in 2019, and then I was there for almost 6 to 7 months. But I had to come back due to this COVID-19. So I had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of leisure time. Then I thought of working on my communication. Okay, so I started my journey, but I was there precisely on 29th April 2020. That was the first day when I started talking to people. I did not practice on camera. I did not practice all those things a lot. But from the first day onwards, I started talking to people on Buddy Talk. There was an application,
But
Buddy Talk. I started using that, and I started talking to strangers. So I learned a lot of things by talking to other people. Whatever they used to ask, I used to write down in my notebook, because I was not aware of those set of questions. It was difficult. I was only aware of that, how are you? What's your name? But if anybody was asking, like, how have you been? Or just how are you doing? What do you do for your living? So it was very difficult for me to answer because I was not aware of those sentences. So I used to write. At the same time, I started following
I'm
trainers.
okay.
Mhm.
So, are you also writing? Was you? I mean, were you also writing at that time?
Yes, I used to
When,
write, not while doing the conversation. After completing the conversation, I would write few sentences which they asked, and I was not aware of them. Okay. So I would
Mm.
write in my notebooks. I will just make some notes. So next time I can answer well, right?
Okay,
So
notes
what is the
about
meaning of that
notes
question?
about notes about what you learned. I mean, from that call.
Yes, notes about those questions which they asked and I was not able to answer them, or I was not able to understand meaning of them. Okay?
That's a
So
good
that
thing.
I used to write, and the same time I started following teachers like English with Lucy, Vanessa,
Okay,
Tim
okay.
English, Bob the Canadian. So there are many international trainers or teachers. I started following them. So I used to get a
Mm,
lot of lessons on everything, that how to talk to strangers, how to talk on a topic, all these things. So I used to make note of all those lectures as well, whatever I was watching from those teachers. So these things helped me to get that level where I can express myself. So within 15 days, I was able to introduce myself perfectly with this about my family, about myself, my hobbies, my goal. Because what I observed on Buddy Talk, there was a set pattern that everybody would ask you about your name, your family, your goal. That's it. After 10 or 15 minutes, conversation would be over. So that I learned in 15 days. But then I felt, what's next? I was feeling bored that the same thing I'm doing. Then I
mm,
moved to another platform that was Halo at ALLO. So that was working really well in that time. I don't know what about now.
mm.
So I started practicing there, and there I got opportunities to speak with some native teachers as well, native speakers from USA, from Manchester, UK, so from Australia. It boosted my confidence that I can speak with them. So that's how there was a system of completing 100 level, or so I was very enthusiastic and excited to complete 100 level on that, and I got a certificate also from follow the Halo application. So I worked really hard day and night, and I used to practice with the people. So that time I learned how to speak with people. Then I got a person from there, and he introduced me to speaking WhatsApp groups. There were many WhatsApp
Okay.
groups where people were practicing English to each other. Then I joined WhatsApp groups and I started practicing there for more than 4 hours, 5 hours, and 6 hours every day. So that's how I learned my English, and I used multiple platforms. Till now, I'm using. Then I used Clubhouse, High Local,
Club. Yeah.
Speakify, Be Great, Is Fluency. All these platforms I used to use to become better.
Mm,
And then I came to know about these platforms like Clappingo, Englishary, Inktalki, right? So then I
mhm,
also took sessions with the trainers, and all these things helped me to become better as a speaker.
mhm. And when did you start your YouTube? Like,
I started my YouTube channel approx 9 months later. I started my journey on 29th
okay.
April 2020. Then I started my channel in March 2021. So first video I uploaded on 16th March 2021.
Mhm. Is anyone, suggest you, or like you
Yes,
did it by?
through WhatsApp groups, I got many friends. So Josh Mohan sir, he's a man from Kerala, Kochi, Kerala.
Mm,
He had a YouTube channel. So he suggested me that Ashutosh, you can start your YouTube channel. That is going to help you with your confidence. That you will be able to express yourself in a better manner, and that will boost your confidence. Then I thought of starting, and he only introduced. He first time he gave me the chance to speak on his channel about the
this channel.
conversational
Okay.
videos, and from there I learned that how to do it, and then I started doing conversations through Skype and all these
Mhm,
things. So that he
mm,
helped me a lot through by of editing and the conversation and everything. He told me that how can I do it.
mm. And what was your experience for with your first video? You lot of people, lot of beginner are also want to make their own videos, but they are, they have fear. They have fear to speak in front of camera. Like in my case, I was also had fear, but I did it, and I feel really good. So, what was your experience? Like, are you? I mean, were you also feeling not good in front of camera, or are you like? Or you like
Yes,
easily?
exactly. It's very normal for everyone to be camera shy in the beginning, because it's very difficult to be on camera and social media. We always think that what people are going to say and how am I looking? Will I be able to express myself? So, in the first conversation, I was, of course, nervous, because I told you I did that conversation after 9 months. So I used to practice a lot,
Mhm.
right? Through audio conversations on Buddy Talk, Hollow, or all these platforms. So okay. So then I did, and I was not able to. My heartbeat was really fast in my first conversation. But I told this to Josh Mohan sir, and he said,
Mhm.
"Be calm and composed. It is going to be normal." Then I managed to do that first conversation, and then later it became the process, and of course it became usual for me. So in the
Mm.
first conversation, you are going to struggle and it will be difficult. But if you do 5, 10, and 15 conversation, then it will become normal for you. It's the matter of practice only.
Yeah. And did you do any coaching or offline coachings for your English, or you did everything by your own?
I did not join any coaching center for offline learning. Of course, I was in village at that time in COVID-19, so there is no institute. So I did not join. I did everything online by learning through the YouTube videos and by practicing on such platforms I told you. Yeah,
Mhm,
so that's
mhm.
how I learned. I used to speak with the people as much as I can. And what I see, and nowadays also in offline institutes, they most of the time they teach grammar and translation. They do not give you the chance to speak English. So it's better to start speaking, do speaking practice if you want to become better as a speaker. Of course, like if you think grammar, I feel yes, it is important. But if you feel once you will be perfect in grammar, then you will start speaking. That is very
That is the
difficult.
thing. That is the thing that I'm also saying to my old, I'm also telling to my old subscribers that don't focus on grammar too much. They, initially when as a beginner, they just focus on learning grammatical things, all the things that,
Yeah.
where we can use this word, that word. But I think these all things, make us more skeptical, make us more, confused that how I can do this, that. And in my case, like, I just want to tell you to every beginner that just focus to learn tenses. Tenses is everything. We
Mhm.
have to, have the idea about time, like what is the time that we are talking about, what is the time about
Mhm.
we are talking. So that is the thing that required. And gradually we will learn everything, whatever the things are required. So that is the thing. And I would like to ask you something about your educational background. Like you changed your background, shifted
Mhm.
from commerce to other, like what you said. So could you please tell me about like why you changed to English literature, or like what's your purpose to do change
Yeah,
or?
exactly. Right. I was a student of commerce and I did my bachelor's degree. So, as I told you, that I was back to my hometown in COVID-19 and I got a lot of interest in spoken English, particularly. So, I practiced communication for more than 3 years, means 2 years. Only first semester I gave offline, and like 5 semesters I gave online. So, I was at my hometown for 2.5 years. I did my degree, I completed my degree from home only. So then I was not working particularly for grammar, no, sorry, like for commerce. Actually, I lost my interest due to online classes, due to that pathetic situation of COVID-19, and I got interested in spoken English. Then I thought of pursuing, rather than going for the Masters of Commerce, I thought of going for this Masters of Arts in English Literature, and I wanted to make this passion as a profession as well. So then I thought of pursuing a master's degree in English. It would help me in my career if I would go forward in English. So that's why I did my master's in English. And as I told you that I'm helping people to speak better English. So now that's why it's good enough to explore
Mm,
that. But what I found particularly that this master's degree is also not there is nothing to do with this spoken English. So if you are doing your masters of arts in English literature or language, whatever it is, that is going to help you with your theoretical knowledge. In literature, you will know a lot of things,
mhm,
but it
mhm,
is
mhm.
not going to help you with your spoken English. Again, for spoken English, you have to do practice. Practice, practice, practice. The more you
Right.
speak, better you become.
Yeah. And what's your profession right now? Are you like doing full time as a trainer, or are you doing something else?
No, I do not do anything else. You can consider it full time, half time, whatever it is. But I'm self employed. I'm working. I train students. It depends on me. Like it depends on my mood, how many students I want to train. But you can consider it
Mhm.
somewhat full time. Yes. I want to make my
Yeah.
career from this only. I'm not thinking about any other field at this moment.
Okay. So in future you want to be a trainer, like as are you doing this right now?
Already I'm a trainer, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
till now, I think I will continue all these things, and I would love to grow on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a good thing. So, could you please tell me about your YouTube monetization? Everybody's, to be honest, like a lot of people, lot of English learners, they are also want to make money through YouTube while by doing making videos as a conversational video. So, could you please tell me about your monetization? How much times you paid by YouTube? It's a, I think necessary.
Yes,
If,
but the wrong conception is that if you're starting your YouTube channel to get money from the first day, it would be very difficult journey for you. Better to
Mm,
start for your passion, better to start for the learning. Do not expect money from the beginning. Actually, it's very difficult. When people expect money from the first day or first month, then they feel demotivated, disappointed that they are not getting anything. So I started my channel not for the money. I started my
mm,
channel for my passion to become better in this language. That was there. But later, of course, I was able to monetize it. That was a different thing. And for me, it took almost 1 year, 9 months. Okay. So I started my channel in March 2021, and it got monetized in December 2022. Okay?
okay.
And actually, when I used to do a lot of conversations, I used to upload my videos. But actually, everybody, I want to tell who would like to start their channel, who is going to watch your video if you are
Mm,
not up to the mark, right? Until or unless you are not able to add value in people's life, nobody is going to watch your video, even though if you are sending them 10 times or 15 times. Okay,
mm,
you're decreasing your value if you're sending them 10 or 15 times. So when you get that level, when you hit that level, when somebody thinks that you are able to add value in their life, then only people are going to watch your video. If you're not up to the mark with your spoken English, with your presentation skills, with your
mhm,
quality content, nobody is going to watch your video. Okay, so that people expect from first day, but they do not
mm,
think that why people will watch your video if they do not get benefit, right? So there are many
mhm,
people who are already creating a wonderful create content, and why they will watch your video, right? So you have
mm,
to find your uniqueness. You have to add people's in value, add values in people's life. Then only it is possible. So at that time, I was learning English, and I was not very good in presenting myself. So it took a long time for me to
mm,
reach on that level, and then it got monetized. Of course, it's been around, I think, more than a year and a half. Yes.
mm. That's a good thing, and I think I'm always consider it like we should make videos. It will also enhance our personality, the way of
Mhm.
we are speaking, we are talking. So that is the thing. We should make a
Yeah,
video.
you can make videos, but you cannot expect a lot from the first
Hmm.
month and second month. It's up to, like, it takes time, and maybe somebody can get a lot of subscribers in 2 months, but the same time another person will get the same subscribers in maybe 2 years. So
Yeah.
that is there. Of course, you cannot compare yourself with other YouTubers. If you're comparing yourself, always you would be unhappy and unsatisfied.
Hmm. And I think comparison. That's why, as a lot of English learners couldn't get the things that they want. They are just start comparing themselves. Like, oh my God, my English, like my fluency is not that much good that other people's have. So
Mhm.
comparison is not that much. That is good thing. So I think it's enough for this.
Exactly.
We will talk later, okay, and make a
Mhm.
good more better, I think, good tips for beginners.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Okay,
thank you. Thank you for
bye.
inviting me.
Yeah, that's good.